Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander. You viewer are you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is Wednesday, aka Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 39-page document to go through, so not too bad. But quite a long show for you today here. Regardless, not as many tabs as the past couple of days, but still. Anyway, starting us off in the year 3, we have the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter on August 12th at 3 BC. So this is 3 BC. Is it BC or AD? This says just 3. This now says 3 BC. So what is this saying that this conjunction occurred exactly 6 years beforehand? Or, well, is there a time between BC and AD? Is year 0 a year long? Or is that measured in the life of Jesus Christ? Like, what's the actual, is BC and AD, on an actual, thing there? Or are they separated? That's a really good question. Anyway, we have the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter on August 12th at 3 BC, a popular theory for the biblical Star of Bethlehem. Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
I just wanted to see if you can possibly answer this. We have 3, so it just says 3 here. Okay, so presuming AD, because it doesn't say BC. But it says conjunction of Venus and Jupiter on August 12th, 3 BC. But this is 3 AD and BC. But it's the same calendar date, August 12th.
Okay.
So is it exactly 6 years apart? Is this?
Yeah.
But would you mind closing the window, please? One more viewer, sorry. He's struggling to close the window because the window needs maintenance. Anyway, no, is BC to AD on a fulcrum or whatever, or are they separated by the life of Jesus Christ? Because it's before Christ and after death.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the life of Christ is the time between BC and AD? So therefore, there's 33 years?
No. It's 3 years before his birth and 3 years after. 6 years.
No. AD is after death.
Yeah. Oh, after death. That's true.
Yes. Meaning that there's a 33-year period, at least in Christianity,
I think that's
separating BC and AD.
A misnomer. I think it starts at his birth. Otherwise, you've got 30 years or whenever he died of non-recorded stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because there's other. And sorry for going on around here, guys, but there's this. Now it's BCE before Common Era and ACE after Common Era, or something. So instead of BC AD, which is a Christian-centric a unit of measurement for a more inclusive thing, universally the world has adopted BCE and ACE. So before Common Era and after Common Era.
But the AD actually does not stand for after death. It's after something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Adar Danium or whatever. Yeah, that's right.
Weird.
You are
anyways,
correct.
I think it's the birth, his date of birth.
Okay.
So I think it's a 6-year span.
I think you're onto something with that. But yeah, anyway, I know we spent a year and a half on this article here, but this is the image right there. We have the Jupiter-Venus conjunction right there, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to 1099, the Battle of Ascalon was won by the Crusader army led by Godfrey of Bouillon against the Fatimid forces, and was the last action of the First Crusade. So yeah, we have during the First Crusade, the Battle of Ascalon, Crusaders under the command of Godfrey of Bouillon defeated Fatimid forces led by Al-Afdal Shahan Shah. This is considered the last engagement of the First Crusade. 1121, Battle of Dagori, the Georgian army under King David IV, the Builder, won a decisive victory over the renowned and famous Seljuk commander Ilagahazi. Can we conquer it? Yes, we can! Because he was King David the Builder, so Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Bob the Builder.
Oh, God.
But why was he so renowned and famous?
Can't get you off the yellow hat.
I still have those.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. They're in those boxes, actually.
You have everything.
I do. I'm a pack rat. 1204, the Republic of Venice acquired the right to Crete from Boniface I of Montferrat. 1323, Treaty of Nuremberg between Sweden and Novgorod, Russia, regulated the border for the first time. So this is a little large here, but right here it shows, where is it? There, right, this red line, the border.
Okay.
Novgorod, and then we have Finland, Sweden, right here.
Swedish Finland.
Sweden, and Swedish Finland. So that's the border right there. And if we actually image search this article, here's the image that I was looking at right here.
Yeah.
So, or it's actually this one. But yep. And here it shows, like, I think it's this red one, but then we have all these other lines, so I'm not entirely sure.
What do you think the red one is?
I think it says 1337. Okay, so this is something else.
Okay.
But it's somewhere in there. So anyway, at 1336, English King Edward III banned wool export to Flanders and later granted a company of merchants a monopoly on selling wool in an attempt to maximize taxes. Wow. 1376, Andronicus IV Palaiologos entered Constantinople by force and was captured by his father, Emperor John V. Palaiologos, and his younger brothers during the Byzantine Civil War of 1373 to 1379. Okay. 1480, Ottoman troops conquered Otranto in southern Italy after a 15-day siege, killing 12,000, enslaving 5,000, and beheading 800 Christians for refusing to convert to Islam. Wow, typical Islam. Doing what Islam does best. What a peaceful religion, aren't they? 1492, Christopher Columbus arrived in the Canary Islands on his first voyage to the New World. Oh, look at that. 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, as you say.
That's right.
1549, French troops conquered Ambletus in Pas de Calais and killed all the English prisoners. Yikes. 1553, Pope Julius III ordered the confiscation and burning of the Jewish Talmud, one of the main sources of Jewish law and theology. Wow. That's terrible. Then again, the Vatican is just way off their rocker. 1588, commander of the English fleet, Lord Howard of Effingham. Wow, Effingham. Called off the chase of the Spanish Armada off the coast of Scotland. What did he say? F it? Wow. 1624, Charles de la Vieuville was arrested and replaced by Cardinal Richelieu as the French king's chief advisor. Why? Why was he arrested? Was it actual a good reason, or I'm going to do a surface level scratch of this article really quick just to see if there's anything there. This tells me about this guy. If anybody can look this up, let us know in the comment section, why this guy got arrested. Is it going to say here, Chief Minister? I'm trying to see if there's anything here that says arrested. I used to know the command. There's some command that or something that lets you open up a little search box on the bottom, and you can type in a word, and it searches this entire thing that I'm going through.
Yeah, we're typing in arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can find it if it's in here, but I don't remember that code word. And I have no real intention to find it. Anyway, let's get back on track here. 1658, first American police formed in New Amsterdam, later to be New York.
New York, yeah.
1676, first war between American colonists and indigenous people ended in New England. We also have praying Indian John Alderman was shot and killed, he shot and killed Metacomet, the Wampanoag war chief, ending King Philip's war. So praying Indian John Alderman, that's weird. How do you pray and shoot somebody at the same time? Unless you're using the will of God to levitate a gun and the Jedi using the Force with a blaster firing somebody. I don't know, that's weird. 1765, Treaty of Allahabad was signed. The treaty marked the political and constitutional involvement in the beginning of company rule in India. So we were talking about the English India Company and all that stuff not too long ago. Well, this is when it was started, 1765, on this date.
Before our country was formed.
Yeah. 1788, the Angela Conspiracy was signed. I'm going to look that up really quick. The Angela is such a weird, vague article. Angela League? Okay. Was it a scheme by disgruntled Swedish officers to end Gustav III's Russian War of 1788 to 1790? Declaring Finland an independent state was not part of the original plot, but one of the conspirators, Johann Andreas Jägerhorn, who handed the note to Empress Catherine the Great, made such claims in St. Petersburg. Huh.
So it was a conspiracy.
Yeah. So, Angela. This link and all other links that we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below after the live stream. We already have a lot of cool things down there, though, including one limited to all things on the Coalition, the music in the background, the various sources, and a handful of other cool little nifty things. We're going to continue on up here to 1793. The Roan Department was created, actually the Roan and Lawyer Departments were created when the former Department of Roan and Lawyer were split into two. So Roan and Lawyer and Roan and Lawyer. So there you go.
There's also Rowan and Martin, a comedy team.
Huh.
In the 60s.
There's
they
also
had their own show.
There's also Roanoke.
Rowan and Martin Laughing is what it was called.
And there's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Well,
off topic here for sure. Sorry about that.
1806, Santiago de Liniers, first Count of Buenos Aires, retook the city of Buenos Aires in Argentina after the first British invasion. 1831, Netherlands and Belgium signed a peace treaty. The French intervention forced William I of the Netherlands to abandon his attempt to suppress the Belgian Revolution. 1833, Chicago incorporated as a village with a population of about 350 people. We talked about this the other day, or I think yesterday, right? Chicago.
Yeah, well, I don't. Something about Chicago, but I can't remember why.
Yeah, it was incorporated as a city.
Okay.
Yeah, because we spoke about, or at least I mentioned that we had spoken about it becoming a settlement, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's like enough to become a city. 1851, a Stadian inventor Isaac Singer patented his famous sewing machine.
Ah, there you go, Singer.
Now we spoke about this. Now, this is when he patented it, so I think we might have spoken when he invented it. But we've spoken about like it's the sewing machine invention, patent, whatever, several times already so far this year. But here's an image of it, and what I just said is the reason why it's not on the thumbnail, because we've already had it on the thumbnail a couple times before. 1856, Anthony Foss of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was granted a second patent for improvements to the accordion, patent number 15511A. Okay, so let's just image search this really quick. So here on the accordion, so I don't know what exactly he did, like...
Poor man's piano.
Yeah. 1863, first cargo of lumber left Burrard Inlet, Vancouver, British Columbia. Hey.
How about
Yeah,
that?
exporting now. 1865, British surgeon Joseph Lister performed the first antiseptic surgery using carbolic spray on instruments and bandages. Wow. Yeah.
Now, here's just going back to the lumber thing here
Yep.
real quick. My uncle worked at a huge lumber mill.
Mm.
And toured that whole thing. Really interesting how they take it up, raw lumber, cut it,
Like
take the bark out, debark it, cut it, comes out wood, whatever they're making for the day.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's
like
really incredible.
like-
That was, what, 70 years ago? More than that.
Well, I mean, like...
Yeah, good 70 years ago. So I can't imagine what they're doing today.
Well, I mean, like this is what shows like how it's made showcase. Like this is like the nerds ASMR before the internet was really a thing. In the early 2000s,
They
right
start
here.
with logs cut
Like-
from spruce or
And it showcases you right here. But this is on television. This is stuff I loved to watch as a kid.
Yeah.
You know. But like I know exactly what you saw because I've seen it.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more advanced. He didn't have lasers when you saw it. I don't think.
No.
the saw.
But yeah, no,
Cut in
like
half.
watching this stuff, like
You're going through the whole plant, the whole manufacturing process up on catwalks and
From
things.
here,
Oh, yeah.
they put
It
the wood
was
into
really.
a kiln.
I still
yeah, no, I'd
remember
love to
today.
go visit one too. That sounds awesome. Like
Yeah.
it's seeing it, but then you're in there.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother experience.
Yeah.
You know, so. But what else do we got here? 1867, U.S. President Andrew Johnson defied Congress by suspending Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. Ooh. 1869, self-proclaimed Emperor Joshua Abraham Norton of the USA issued an edict abolishing the Democratic and Republican parties. We should recognize this. And yes, there was a guy, not that guy, Joshua Abraham Norton.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was actually diagnosed with some mental disorder, but people said he was crazy. But there's there's like videos on this guy. Hold on a second. Let me just throw this in the underbar section. How it's made wood, not wood.
Lumber.
Lumber. Okay.
Logs. Lumber logs.
Lumber logs, log lumbers. Okay, and then what's this guy? Joshua Abraham Norton. So let me look this guy up here really quick. So Abraham Norton. Salmonella Academy. He does great videos and everything. But this is a 7-minute long video about it. But it's a guy. He actually self-proclaimed himself Emperor of America, like Emperor of the United States, and everything. And some people, like, I'm not sure if people actually like believed him or they were just playing along, for the fun. But some people actually like donated money to his cause, and all that stuff. Like, he campaigned and everything. Like, yeah, like there's a whole story behind it. So what's this guy's name again? Joshua Abraham Norton. Put that there. All right. So start getting on from here. So move that out of the way. We've gotten that one. All right. Moving on up to 1877, to his amazement, Thomas Edison recorded himself reciting "Mary Had a Little Lamb."
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Everybody's heard that.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but
The first words I spoke in the original phonograph. A little piece of practical poetry. Mary had a little lamb, its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Yeah, that was the actual, like, that's a recording of the recording, but
yes, of course.
But that's Thomas Edison's voice from 1877.
Yeah, that is his voice.
Like, that is 1877. That is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, he recorded himself reciting "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on his newly completed cylinder phonograph, a device that recorded sound onto tinfoil cylinders.
Oh, and that was wax.
I did too. That's weird. Yeah, like,
I'm not even sure tinfoil was around in 1877.
yeah, this might be the Mandela effect, or they're rewriting history. I could have sworn that it was wax.
Me too.
Yeah. 1879, first National Archery Association tournament in Chicago. 1883, the last quagga, a zebra species or subspecies with fewer stripes. This guy here died at the Artis Magistra Zoo in Amsterdam. So these don't exist anymore as of 1883, to our knowledge. I mean, there could be clones in an underground base for all we know. I don't know, but yeah, really sad, to report on the animal going extinct. Here's the actual original photograph.
Yeah, he added the thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful creature. Real shame that it's no longer with us. 1884, Bill Murdoch scored the first Test cricket double century, 211, at the Oval.
Cricket.
Yep. 4 years later, Bertha, the wife of inventor Carl Benz, made the first motor tour. We've covered this a couple of times already.
Yeah, we have covered Benz.
Yeah. 1896, William II, a soccer team formed in Tilburg, Kingdom of the Netherlands. All right. 1898, Hawaii was formally annexed to the U.S. Yes, because we tricked them into signing away. The Hawaiian flag was lowered from Loalani Palace in an elaborate annexation ceremony and replaced with the flag of the United States of America to signify the transfer of sovereignty from the Republic of Hawaii to the United States, where it was formally recognized as Hawaii.
I wonder, did we pay him or something? I wonder how that transpired.
What we did was we've done, now I don't know exactly when, where, and how, but I do know that we've done things like there was the I think it's called the Bayonet Constitution, in which we pointed guns at them and forced them to sign away, some kind of sovereignty or like remove his power as a king. No, we have done that.
I'm not saying we have, but I hope we didn't do it to Hawaii.
No, that's from Hawaii. The Bayonet Constitution. Let me look this up here really quick. 1887 Constitution of the Hawaiian Kingdom. So, it was a legal document prepared by anti-monarchists to strip the absolute Hawaiian monarchy of as much of its authority, initiating a transfer of power to a coalition of Scandinavian, European, and Native Hawaiian people. It became known as the Bayonet Constitution for the rising by the armed militia, which forced King Kalualakula to sign it or be deposed. So he was literally threatened at gunpoint, our guns.
Oh, well, wait a second. A militia is generally from, in this case, Hawaii. A militia doesn't come from the outside.
initiating a transfer of power to a coalition of Stadian, European, and Native Hawaiian people. We got into like their people's business.
Yeah,
like,
it sounds like we joined.
Yeah. No, we didn't
an
join
uprising.
anything. No, we started the uprising.
Okay.
No, I know my history.
Okay.
Like we got in there. Like this is what we do. We do this still to this day. We subvert countries. We have like incredible. Like hold on a second. Confessions of damn it, come on. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. I have got to show you this video. Well, this one's the long form one, so...
Yeah, we're spending too much time on this.
Well, I understand that. Hold on a second, there we go. We're going from thing to thing, but like, this video at least, I want to show you this video later, after the show and everything. But no, like, our government meddles with, especially with the Monroe Doctrine, like, that gives us, like, we ourselves said that we have authority over the entire Western Hemisphere without the knowledge or consent of everybody else of the Western Hemisphere. And now, because of that document and our weapons to back it up, we are somehow magically. And I find that absolutely reprehensible. But what we do with things, like, we just, the things that we do. But that's the bayonet constitution for Hawaii. Then there's this other one where, and I think it was even earlier than that, we took advantage of them not being able to read or write English and just told them, oh, this is what it says, when it actually said something else, and we had them sign away something. So the atrocities we did to the Hawaiian kingdom and the people of Hawaii to get that land and have it become part of the U.S. is one of the grossest things that our country has done, in my opinion, in all of its history. Okay. We've done some horrible stuff. So, anyway, 1898, peace protocol ending the Spanish-American War was signed. Okay. 1903, Japanese minister to Russia presented a note to the Russian government protesting its failure to evacuate Manchuria. Like, why? They want it? Like, of course, Japanese are trying to invade it at that time.
That's early, but they were still really aggressive.
Yeah.
And they were capturing a lot of the islands in the Pacific and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know exactly where they were in 1903, but obviously they were really aggressive just by that.
Well, 1903, they were fighting Russia, I think, over Manchuria. They had before. They did a couple of times. I don't know the exact extent, but I do know that Russia and Japan fought each other several times for several long wars. So, 1908, Ford Motor Company built its first Model T car, which Henry Ford himself tested on a hunting trip to Wisconsin and northern Michigan. Nice. 14 as well. France and Great Britain declared war on Austria-Hungary. So during World War I, France, the United Kingdom, and the British Empire declared war on Austria-Hungary. That's kind of weird. The United Kingdom is the British Empire.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of...
Yeah.
That was from the secondary source. I'm just like, this is kind of redundant.
Yeah, that's stupid.
1914, German 16.5-inch and 12-inch guns fired on forts around Liege. We covered kind of that a little bit yesterday when their guns got there, or whatever. 1915, Of Human Bondage by William Somerset Maugham was published. Is that, like, about slavery? Or is that a book about kinks?
I don't know.
So,
human bondage, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in bondage means slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also a fetish. So,
well, I think it's human bondage.
It's slavery.
Yeah.
1916, this is cool. Pablo Picasso, Max Jacob, Moise Kissling, Ortiz, and Blackeret were photographed in Paris. Look at them all. They're all right there. And I actually have a photo of that.
They look like the Beatles.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Just from, a lot of various other countries. So
that's some pretty heavy hitters there.
Yeah, I know, right. Hey, RMG Relaunch, how you doing, man? Let's see here, 1918, World War I, Allies defeated the Germans at the Battle of Amiens, the last great battle on the Western Front. 2 years later, we have the Battle of Warsaw between Poland and Russia began. 2 more years later, dedication of Frederick Douglass's home in Washington, D.C. as a national shrine. There it is right there. That's the home Frederick Douglass grew up in. That's a nice home.
You're not kidding.
Or is this the home that he was a slave at?
I would guess it was a home he was a slave at. That'd be my guess. Especially if he was raised there.
Now wait a minute. This is Washington D.C. There would not have been slaves there. I think because like he was an escaped slave, but I think he got shelter in Washington D.C. or New York or something, and I think he was awarded like land and money and maybe even a house. I'm not sure.
That I know nothing about.
But then he was like like an advisor in some position in Lincoln's cabinet.
Yeah, that's later, obviously.
And but like he did have several other positions beforehand and everything. What I didn't realize was, remember the movie Glory?
Well, that's like, it doesn't say that he grew up, and I superimpose that on there, I guess.
No, I think that's the house he got in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
after he escaped
yeah.
slavery.
Yeah.
So
Somehow he got the house. Yeah.
yeah, but like no, remember I told you about the movie Glory?
Yeah.
There's a scene, and like I've seen this movie, but like I didn't put two and two together, or maybe I was unaware of Frederick Douglass at the time. But he's in this movie. There he is, right there.
Oh yeah.
You know, like obviously not him as an actor, but like he's portrayed in this movie. So isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
That's awesome, dude. 1923, Enrico Tiraboschi, at the age of 36, of Argentina, was the first to swim the English Channel from France to England.
Ooh.
And there is a difference from swimming from France to England versus England to France, because tides
Currents,
or something. Yeah.
Currents
So
and everything like
yeah.
that.
25, the first case of Alpha Psi, or the first cast of Alpha Psi Omega, drawn from the massacres of Fairmont College, West Virginia, was initiated. Okay, so one of these fraternities. 25 as well, the tariff law came into force in Germany, setting tariffs for industry and agriculture based on pre-war rates. 2 years later, silent film Wings, starring Carabow and directed by William A. Wellman, premiered in New York as the first film and one of only 2 silent films to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. I could swear that we spoke about the other one of the 2 to win an Academy Award already. I think we have.
Could have. I don't remember.
1928, the 9th Summer Olympic Games closed at Olympisch Stadium in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So, yeah, Olympisch, I don't know how to pronounce that. 1930, Clarence Birdseye was granted a patent for a method for quick freezing food.
Yeah.
Patent US 1773079A. Now, there's a link, you told me about this, there's a link between Donald Trump and the Birdseye food.
Yeah, the daughter or whatever it was, I believe.
Yeah,
Was it Birdseye? I can't remember.
Because I think, you told me that either she built Mar-a-Lago, or she bought it from somebody else.
I think she had it built, and then he owns it now.
Yeah.
I think it's Birdseye. Not
Well,
him,
no.
but his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter. So, but still the Birdseye family
Right.
and everything.
Right. She owned Birdseye.
Well, no, like what I'm saying is, I think you're right, but
Unless I'm thinking, I'm not 100% it's Birdseye though.
for some reason I have it in my head that we I know we've had this conversation before, and I seem to remember that I looked it up, and I don't want to really do it again now. I want to continue on here in a second, but I looked it up. And yes, she did indeed own it, but she didn't build it. She actually bought it from somebody else who did build it. So, but whatever the case, she did own it. Yeah. I'm not sure if she's the one who built it, but she did own it. So that part as much as true. 1933, Cuban dictator Machado E. Morales fled following a military coup, as you do. 3 years later, 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 Celsius in Seymour, Texas, state record. I can't help but hear like Seymour Skinner's mom going, "Seymour!" in my head, you know? Yes, mother, I'm coming. 1936, after a 24-year absence, a baseball demonstration game was played between 2 stadium teams at the Berlin Olympics, with the world champion beating the U.S. Olympics 6-5. Wow. 1936, stadium diver Marjorie Gestrung won the 3-meter springboard gold at the Berlin Olympics, becoming the youngest Olympic gold medalist at 13 years and 268 days. Wow, dude. Just under 14 years getting a gold medal. That is, I mean, that sounds awesome. At the same time,
As a 13-year-old would say 13 and a half.
That's over a half. 13 and 3/4.
Well, once they're a half, they call themselves 13 and a half. That's my little humor. I guess you were never 13.
Not mentally.
No. You're an adult from about 8 on.
Yeah, I'm a curmudgeon. But good thing I don't have any jowls yet. But no, like, I'm just wondering, like, did they go on and have an illustrious career, or did they peak at 13 years? Because if they did, that's sad,
well,
you know?
A lot of swimmers, especially women swimmers more than men, peak very, very young. So I don't know about divers,
Yeah.
And it could be after 4 more years, did she have a family, kids? Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, she'd only be what, 16, 17? Yeah.
No idea.
4 years later, 17. So yeah, who knows?
The gymnastics competition at the Berlin Olympics concluded with Germany dominating, winning 6 of the 9 gold medals, including the men's and women's team events. All right. 39, sabotage was suspected in the city of San Francisco train crash, which derailed near Harley, Nevada, killing 24. Yikes. 1940, Luftwaffe bombed British radar stations, losing 31 aircraft. Not sure in that process or in total of that day. 1940 as well, Netherlands started rationing textiles. Pens, pencils, like office equipment, things like that. Or I know textiles, is that like clothing as well? Or what are textiles?
No, textiles aren't clothing. Well,
textile. Textile is an umbrella term that includes various fiber-based materials, including fibers, yarns, filaments, threads, and different types of fabric.
Yeah.
However, weaving is not the only manufacturing method, and many other methods were later developed to form textile structures based on their intended use. So,
it is fabric, yeah.
knitting and non-woven are other popular types of fabric manufacturing in the contemporary world. Textiles satisfy the material needs for versatile applications from simple daily clothing to bulletproof jackets, spacesuits, doctors' gowns, and technical applications like geotextiles. So this is all clothing, not even talking about...
textiles, I wasn't thinking. Textiles generally means clothing or fabrics for clothing.
Yeah. Textiles. Throw that link in there just because we can. 1941, Mom's time. French Marshal Philippe Pétain gave full support to Nazi Germany. Oh, you scumbag. 43, alleged date of the first Philadelphia experiment test on the United States Navy ship USS Eldridge. So, are you aware of the Philadelphia experiment?
No.
Experiment.
I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Basically, it's teleportation.
Okay, so that's what it was, because there was a movie about it or something.
Yes.
Okay.
It was an alleged event claimed to have been witnessed by an ex-merchant mariner named Carl M. Allen at the United States Navy Philadelphia Naval Shipyard in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States, sometime around October 28, 1943. Allen described an experiment where the U.S. Navy attempted to make a destroyer escort the USS Eldridge disappear and the bizarre results that followed. The story surfaced in late 1955 when Allen sent a book full of handwritten annotations referring to the experiment to a U.S. Navy research organization, and a little later a series of letters making further claims to a UFO author. Allen's account of the event is widely understood to be a hoax, or so this source says. Several different and sometimes contradictory versions of the alleged experiment have circulated, so yada yada yada. Basically, like, it's teleportation, or maybe it's going into like another reality, not just teleportation or time travel, but interdimensional hopping and all that stuff. Yeah. Because and as this article says, alleged they did the first Philadelphia experiment, meaning that there's a second one. Yeah. You know, so at least with one of them, like if there was multiple, I have heard at the end of one of them when it came back that some sailors were fused to the hull, like the ship, like the hull and everything, and some in very drastic ways. One person was just like completely bisected, like they had like shifted as if they were like halfway through the wall like a ghost, so like the wall was like here, like cutting them in half and all that stuff, but they were alive, like and conscious and everything. I'm not entirely sure if they were screaming in pain, or if I've heard it both sides, that they were calm, cool, and collected, or some were screaming in pain. I don't know, but the Philadelphia experiment, like many other theories and conspiracies I bring up on these shows, it's a very deep rabbit hole to go down. 1944, Waffen SS troops massacred 560 people in Saint Anna di Stasmana. 44 as well, Nazi German troops ended the week-long Wola massacre, during which time at least 40,000 people were killed, indiscriminately or in mass executions. There's evil, and then there's just like, what the hell? Like, there's just, there's things that I don't understand. I just flat out do not understand why things like this happen. 44, Alencon was liberated by General Philippe Leclerc de Haute-Nouveau, the first city in France to be liberated from the Nazis by French troops. All right, they're getting their own land back. How about that? 45, Emperor Hirohito of Japan informed the imperial family that he had decided to surrender. Loon's time, except it's 2 years later. 1948, Cleveland Indians got 29 hits in a 9-inning game. All right.
It's a lot of hits.
Yeah.
A lot of hits.
That's at least one 7-inning stretch.
No, that's like over 3 hits an inning.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Court of Justice sentenced General Friedrich Christensen, commander of the German Wehrmacht in the Netherlands, to 12 years imprisonment. Indian maestro Balabir Singh Dhonshaj scored twice as India defeated Great Britain 4-0 for the field hockey gold medal at the London Olympics, India's 4th consecutive Olympic hockey title. The canoeing program at the London Olympics concluded with Sweden 4 and Czechoslovakia 3 dominating, combining for 7 of the 9 gold medals. 48 as well between and 15 and 150. That's weird. Unarmed members of the Khudai Khitmagar movement were killed by Pakistani police. So between 15 and 150. That was weird. And that's quite a discrepancy. 15 and 150. Adding a 0 doesn't make anything better. 1949, 16th NFL Chicago All-Star Game, Philadelphia 38, All-Star 0 in front of 93,780 attendees. That is embarrassing. 1950, first international game by an NFL team. New York Giants defeated CFL's Ottawa Rough Riders 20-6 at Ottawa's Lansdowne Stadium. Okay. 50 as well, Pope Pius XII published the encyclical Humani Generis, warning against theological views he believes threaten Catholic doctrine, including religious relativism, and uncritical acceptance of evolutionary theory. So, I'm going to just look this up in case anybody wants to actually read that encyclical. Let's see here. It has a whole wiki. Nice. So, concerning some false opinions threatening to undermine the foundation of Catholic doctrine, it primarily discussed the encyclical says, new opinions which may originate from a reprehensible desire of novelty and their consequences of the church. Interesting. So, this is Humani Generis. Alright, throw that link in there. Moving on to 1950s, well, during the Korean War, the Bloody Gulch Massacre occurred in which 75 Stadian POWs, prisoners of war, were massacred by the North Korean army. Yeah. 52, the night of the murdered poets, 13 prominent Jewish intellectuals were murdered in Moscow, Russia, Soviet Union. They always go after the smart people first, which, we shouldn't be worried at all. We're fine. 1953, a 6.8 earthquake shook the Ionian Islands, killing between 455 and 800 people. So the 7.2 MW Ionian earthquake shook the southern Ionian Islands with a maximum Mercalli intensity of 10, extreme. Between 445 and 800 people were killed. 53, Ann Davidson arrived in Miami in her 23-foot boat, Felicity Ann, becoming the first woman to sail solo across the Atlantic. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here she is. Is that her? I mean, no disrespect, but, okay. She is a boat lady,
I doubt if that's the boat she was on, because it looks pretty empty. You know what I mean? You should have supplies and everything's all over the place.
Well, I mean, there's a cabin inside. Yeah. And probably not smart to leave things outside, because if you have no room to bring them inside, all you need is one storm and it's gone. So, I don't know.
She knew what she was doing. She made it.
Well, this says here August 12, 53. That's what we just called.
Yeah.
So
maybe it is.
That is, by all accounts, it seems to be. Looks a cool boat though. 1953, Soviet Union conducted a secret test of its first hydrogen bomb.
Ooh.
So, thermonuclear bomb testing, the Soviet atomic bomb project continued with the detonation of RDS-6S Joe 4 using a layered scheme. What's a layered scheme?
I don't know, but they're trying to catch up with us.
Yeah.
They're in a panic to get caught up.
Layered scheme, atomic bomb. Let's see this. Oh, there it is, the RDS-6. Okay.
And who was it, do you recall, who gave the Russians all that information?
Karl Fuchs, I believe. The RDS-6 utilized a scheme in which fission and fusion fuel, lithium-6 deuteride, were layered, a design known as the Sloika Russian dat, named after a type of layered puff pastry. Oh, so they're making it like a dessert. Or the so-called layer cake design, modeled in the Soviet Union. A tenfold increase in explosives power was achieved by a combination of fusion and fission, yet it was still 26 times less powerful than the IV Mike device tested in the U.S. by 1952. A similar design was earlier theorized by Edward Teller, but never tested in the U.S. as the alarm clock. The alarm clock. That sounds scary. Layered scheme. Throw that in there. Moving on up to 1954, Washington Senators Eddie Yost drew his 100th walk for the 5th consecutive year.
Eddie Yost.
Eddie Yost. 55, U.S. President Eisenhower raised minimum wage from 75 cents to $1 an hour. Wow. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. 1958, Art Kane photographs a group portrait of 57 leading jazz musicians assembled in front of a brownstone on 126th Street in New York City for Esquire magazine. Originally titled Harlem 1958, it appears as a centerfold at Esquire January 1959 issue celebrating the golden age of jazz. I have an image of this.
Oh,
so
cool.
Points out all the various people here.
Names them all? That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
we have no idea who those kids are, so... but yeah, like you look up this article, and there it is, like with all the names.
Yeah. Probably
Here's
some of them when they would recognize.
here's the original photograph. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's see. Benny Golson, Gene Krupa, George Wedding. I'm not. Like I don't know many people. I'm trying to find
I
like
don't know.
B.B. King or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
well, see, that's all blues. That's the difference. I don't know
Oh,
much
okay.
about jazz.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm not seeing any names that
Jump
comes
out.
to mind. Pee Wee Russell. I don't know. Man. I'm uncultured as all hell. What else do we got here? 1959, first ship firing a Polaris missile from Observation Island. Oh, so I do have to play this here. So check this out. This is a video of the actual missile. I'm not sure if this is the same exact instance, but there's a submarine. Now it's dived. That's its periscope.
There it goes.
Yeah. Now we've covered this before, but did you see how it kind of like just peeked out of the water and then launched?
Well, sure, as soon as it hits the air, it's going to have much more thrust.
No, because it's not thrusting under the water.
Ah.
See, I may be wrong, but I'm
So
under.
it has to get above the water before it thrusts.
Yes, because otherwise you're like, first off, if it's burning fuel inside and it's not going out because of the pressure, then you're just gonna blow the missile up under the water. I believe, because I'm under the assumption that not assumption, but I've seen a video on this that there's some kind of complex system where it uses the water to do like a thing.
Okay.
Like imagine like holding like an inflatable ball under the water, just letting it go.
Yeah.
Like it pops up. So that's what they're doing. Like they have like some kind of negative ballast thing that
makes
pushes
sense.
it enough. You're just using basic physics with enough force just to breach the water, and then it ignites.
takes off.
So it kind of like it goes, and then it goes.
Yeah.
See, like you can kind of see that. Like it kind of peaks out, and now it goes.
Yeah.
So. What else do we got here? 1959, we got that one. 1960, the 27th NFL Chicago All-Star Game. Baltimore 32, All-Stars 7. In front of 70,000 attendees. A nice round number there. Stadium Ralph Boston set a long jump world record of 8.21 meters at the U.S. Olympic Trials, surpassing Jesse Owens' record. Nice. Echo 1, the first communication satellite, was launched by NASA. I just sworn we covered something like that recently. 1962, first time two people were in space. This is no longer on either source, so this could be a migrated article. 63, Portuguese dictator Salazar was firm on African colonization. Okay. Stan Musial announced he will retire at the end of the year. 64, Mickey Mantle switch hit a home run for the record 10th and final time in a game, with one going 502 feet. Wow, 10 times in a game, that's a lot. 64, South Africa was banned from the Olympic Games due to the country's tribalist policies, apartheid and everything. 65, Dame Elizabeth Delane became the first female English High Court judge. Awesome. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club, Inc. applied for a National League franchise. And I believe they got it. I know of the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
66, Longview, Texas, radio station KLUE Clue held a Beatles bonfire to burn Beatles records and memorabilia. The station was struck by lightning the following day.
I think we talked about that once before, maybe last year.
Well,
I don't know.
No, actually, a couple of days ago we could have talked about it last year. But I do know that a couple of days ago we spoke about. I think it was South Africa or something. The government's. We talked about South African government banning the Beatles and everything, and inviting people to join in mass burning and everything. And this is all in response to them saying that they're bigger than Jesus. You just don't do that. I don't care who you are, and I can't blame this reaction. So we also have the Beatles held a press conference at the Astor Tower Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. John Lennon apologized for his "more popular than Jesus" remark. Finally figuring it out, the dunce head. And we have the last Beatles concert tour in North America began with 2 shows at the International Amphitheater in Chicago, Illinois. Don't come back. 1967, New Orleans Saints' first preseason victory, defeating St. Louis 23-14. 69, Battle of the Bogside. RUC officers, backed by loyalists, entered the nationalist Bogside in armored cars and tried to suppress the riot by using CS gas, water cannons, and eventually firearms. The almost continuous rioting lasted for 2 days. So, from other sources, says violence erupted after the Apprentice Boys of Derry marched in Derry, Northern Ireland, resulting in a 3-day communal riot known as the Battle of the Bogside. So, they brought in armored cars and everything. Let me show this up. Actually, hold on a second. Copy this. There we go. And here's an example of an armored car. I mean, when you're going in to suppress your own citizens with things like this, you've lost the plot. So let them free. Free Ireland. Free Ireland. Free the Uyghurs. Free Tibet. Free everybody. 1969, Boston Celtics was sold for an NBA record $6 million. 1970, Kurt Flood lost his $4.1 million antitrust suit against baseball. Yikes. 365 more days later, Syrian President Hafez al-Assad broke off diplomatic relations with Jordan.
But just to back up on the Kurt Flood,
Yeah.
he did get the right for players to become free agents and go wherever they want.
Good. So he got something for everybody.
He is the breakthrough for what it is today.
Excellent.
Because you were basically, once you signed with the ball club, you were theirs until they...
You were property.
Until
and
they
that's
wanted
slavery. That's anti-constitutional. That should not be allowed. That should not be legal.
It's not anymore.
Good. 72, last Stadium combat ground troops left Vietnam. We covered that a little bit yesterday. We also have, now this one's not on either source, so it could be a migrating article. Ian and Greg Chappell both scored centuries in same Test cricket innings. Century being 100 and above. 74, Nolan Ryan struck out 19 and walked only 2 as Angels topped Red Sox 4-2. Dang. Yankees Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford became the first teammates inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame on the same day. 76, Christian militia conquered the Palestinian camp of Tel Al-Zatar, killing 2,000 people. So from other sources, we have between 1,000 and 3,500 Palestinians were killed in the Tel Al-Zatar massacre, one of the bloodiest events of the Lebanese Civil War. First approach and landing test, ALT of Orbiter Enterprise. That's pretty cool. 77, for the second consecutive day, Oakland's Manny Sangilin foiled a no-hit bid.
Man.
Yeah. 77 as well, Space Shuttle Enterprise made its first atmospheric test flight. Testing out the craft and everything. The Sri Lanka riots targeting the minority of Sri Lankan Tamils began less than a month after the United National Party came to power. Over 300 Tamils were killed.
Ooh.
Doing a quick scan of comments. Yeah, RMG relaunch is doing good. That's good. Doing good. Awesome. Doing well. Superheroes do good, you know. Technicalities. 1978, China and Japan signed a peace treaty. International Cometary Explorer ICE spacecraft launched to study solar wind. Oh, so this is what everybody's protesting. Like, they don't want us to study the solar wind for some reason. You know, they don't like the International Cometary Explorer. What's wrong with the International Cometary Explorer, guys? Why do you want to abolish this ICE so bad? Weird. NFL New England Patriots wide receiver Darryl Stingley suffered a spinal cord injury, leaving him with incomplete quadriplegia after a hit by Oakland Raiders Jack Tatum in a preseason exhibition game. Yikes. You know, then there's CTE or whatever, like the brain disorder that's being found out from football and hard-hitting contact sports. I'm happy we're finally figuring this out. Hopefully something will be done about this. Now, I don't want something like Sarcastable, you know, like 'cause South Park, like, you know, did a whole thing about that like, you know, football's too rough, so they started, you know, putting bubble wrap on them, and then they turned it into touch football, and then they were wearing tutus, and then it turned into a whole thing. It's like, you know, the slippery slope, the camel's nose. Yeah. You take this, you take that, all of a sudden it's not the same thing. But football does need to be toned down a bit. You know, when people are retiring and then developing, like, you know, brain debilitating illnesses, and they can't enjoy their granddaughter, you know, then we gotta stop. Like, you know, that needs to knock off. 1978, also, this is a migrating article here. Aaron Marshall completed a record shower of 336 hours. What? Like, does that mean, like, an actual washing, like, shower?
In the water. I don't know how much washing you have to do, but that's kind of stupid.
Like, I looked this up, and it's showing here, Aaron Marshall breaks the record for the longest shower, 220 hours.
Okay.
But now we're talking about 336 hours. So has he taken multiple long showers? And,
I don't know.
And
do
like,
I care?
And what's the regulation? Do you have to, like, use soap once every 5 minutes or something? But, you know, because anybody can just stand or sit in the water. You know, it's not a shower.
For 300 hours? I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
you can.
That's a lot easier than having to move your arms every 5 minutes.
But even you give them a hot dog, and they're going to eat a soggy hot dog.
Well, that's a them problem. 1979, Iranian press censors started massive book burnings. Here we go. 1980, Nicaragua celebrated the end of its national literacy crusade, a massive effort over 5 months that reduced literacy from 50% to 12%.
Whoa.
Bloody good show, Nicaragua. Dude, let me give them a cheer, dude. Like, that is freaking epic beyond understanding. Dude, like, and, where is it? You know, MLG Nicaragua, guys. That is epic. Like, reducing it for 50.
That's huge.
Yeah. 1980, signing of the Montevideo Treaty, or the signing of the Montevideo Treaty, establishing the Latin American Integration Association. Okay. Warner Brothers Records released One Trick Pony, the 5th solo studio album by Stadium singer-songwriter Paul Simon.
Oh.
It features a song Late in the Evening and is accompanied by a dramatic film of the same name, written by and starring Simon himself. Cool. 81, Stadium swimmer John Erickson became the first to complete a 3-way crossing of the English Channel in 38 hours and 27 minutes. So that's going back across and then again, 3-way.
Yeah.
You know, or like, you know, 3 angles, like, you know, I don't know. 81, Don Estridge unveiled the company's first personal computer, the IBM PC at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel, priced at $1,565 with 16 kilobytes of RAM, standing for random access memory, helping bring computing to the masses. What is $1,565 from 1981 worth today? 1981.
15,000.
15,000?
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying 15,000. You want to?
Probably going to be higher than that, but I'll stick with 15.
15,000. Final bet. All right. We are at $5,749.56.
I thought it would have been 10 times for sure.
Well, at least you got a digit right, so I'll just disregard the one. I'll throw you a bone. You know. Boom.
I'm surprised. I thought it'd be 10 times more.
Yeah. So would I. So the IBM personal computer was released. Awesome. with PC-DOS version 1.0. 1983, General Manuel Noriega became commander of Panamanian Army. 84, the Braves defeated the Padres 5-3, featuring 2 brawls and 19 ejections. So it says other sources, an infamous brawl took place at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium between the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. 84, Carlos Lopes of Portugal won the men's marathon at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2 minutes, 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 21 seconds, in an Olympic record that stands for 24 years.
Ooh.
So that has to be, 2006?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1984 as well, Harmon Killebrew, Rick Farrell, Don Drysdale, Pee Wee Reese, and Louis Pariacchio were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. The 23rd Summer Olympic Games closed at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. 1 year later, 520 people died when Japan Airlines Flight 123 crashed in Ueno, Japan, the second deadliest aviation disaster of all time. Now, other source says Japan Airlines Flight 123 of Boeing 747 crashed into Osaka Ridge in Gunma Prefecture, Japan, killing 520, becoming the worst single-plane air disaster. Okay, so I guess the worst aviation disaster of all time involves multiple planes. So this is the worst single plane. So, actually, wouldn't that be 9/11 then? Because that was 2 planes. So, that was 4 planes. Allegedly 4. I don't believe in the Pentagon one. I think that was a missile.
Accidents.
But that's
And they're not
an
accidents.
aviation disaster.
Yeah.
So a disaster is not an accident.
But it's irrelevant. This is 985.
Yeah.
That hadn't even happened yet.
Well, no, but in a sense then. So, hold on a second. Worst aviation disaster. This is a horrible thing to look up, but September 17th, 1980s. What? Okay, no, that's the history. Okay, give me the list. Column. It's going to give me the key. Okay, yeah, New York, Flight 111. Yeah, no, this is 9/11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, because, this is considered an aviation disaster.
Yeah.
Which is not one singular event, it's like a whole disaster.
And it's not an accident.
Yeah.
Limited to an accident.
Yeah. That's I was only presuming, but it looks like I'm right with that.
Yeah.
Because this other one says becoming the worst single plane air disaster. I'm like, okay, that makes 9/11 the worst, which also is multiple planes. Things are starting to fit into place, 85, Baltimore Orioles, W. Gross and L. Sheets were the 6 to hit consecutive pinch home runs. How do 2 people fit into
Say
one?
that again?
Baltimore Orioles, W. Gross and L. Sheets were the 6 to hit consecutive pinch home runs. Are the 6, were the 6, whatever.
Okay,
How did 2 people occupy one spot?
No. Were the sheet are the 6 to hit consecutive pinch hit home runs.
It just says pinch home.
Do you know what a pinch hitter is?
It doesn't say pinch hit, it just says pinch.
Pinch.
It says pinch home runs.
They left the pinch hitter out, but that's okay. So, and they need a pinch hitter in there.
Okay.
But they put someone in for you to pinch hit for you. Guy hit a home run, they put in another pinch hitter, he hit a home run. 2 pinch hitters hit consecutive home runs, is what it's saying.
Okay.
They left the hitter part out.
Okay. Kind of understand it. 86, the Boston Red Sox outfielder Don Baylor got hit by a pitch for a record 25th time in the season. That's ridiculous. Iran fired a missile at a refinery near Baghdad. Iraq raided an Iranian terminal at Syria Island, severely disrupting Iranian exports. Tit for tat.
Yeah, they were fighting for years. They should have left them alone and let them fight it out forever.
Yep. Aos time! Can I get through my life in less than a minute? It might be 30 seconds.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah. 1987, Charles Cole climbed the 870-foot Tyrolean Traverse from the top of Elephant Rock. What on God's green earth is that? Have we covered? No, I don't think we've covered the Rex yet. This. I looked this up earlier.
Elephant Rock.
This is the Traverse. You're zip lining.
Wow.
But it's not a zip line, so you have to drag yourself.
Well, thanks, but no.
So you see that dot up in the air?
Yeah,
that's the guy. So, and it's always there's a guy standing on the top over there. So you always have one guy on the ground somewhere and then one guy going, just in case anything happens. So crazy, dude. Like some of the things that these climbers do is just absolutely madness. 88, the Boston Red Sox defeated Tigers 9-4 for an American League record 23rd consecutive win at home. The movie The Last Temptation of Christ was released. That's a weird name. Like, Last Temptation of Christ. Since when was Christ a tempter? Like, he doesn't tempt anything. It almost sounds like an anti-Christian production. I don't know. Or is it about, like, Christ, having to deal with Satan tempting him? Because he did.
I have no idea.
Like, there was several instances of Satan tempting Christ and him saying no. 1990, 12th annual Macy's Tapomania. Now, for those who do not know, Macy's, I'm not sure if they still do, well, at least up until 1990. Well, this is covering 1990.
I have no idea what Tapomania is.
It's a tap dance thing.
Oh.
Like it's a mania tap that parents, children, people of all ages come and tap dance. Like all these people coming in, trying to find video.
It looks like the Macy's Day Parade.
It says Tapomania, Macy's 1990. Well, I'm gonna look this up
Macy's
here.
Day Parade is Thanksgiving, I believe.
Yeah. Well, today is absolutely not Thanksgiving.
No, it is not.
So, let's see here. Play Tapomania online. Well, now it's a game. A huge tap dance that used to happen outside Macy's in the summer to break the Guinness Book of World Records every year. So it was an event to break a singular
200,
record.
2,000 tap dancing all at once.
Yeah. 1990, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein said he is ready to resolve the Gulf crisis if Israel withdrew from occupied territories. Did Israel withdraw? And if they did Saddam Hussein resolve? Obviously, Saddam Hussein didn't resolve, so I can only presume that Israel didn't withdraw, because Israel, 1990, longest baseball rain delay in MLB history as the Texas Rangers and Chicago White Sox waited for 7 hours and 23 minutes at Comiskey Park in Chicago until the game was eventually postponed. I would have just gone to my hotel room.
Hey, they're paying you. You can't leave.
1990, Sue. Yeah, now we can go to this this dinosaur here. The largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton found to date was discovered by Sue Hendrickson in Dakota, or in South Dakota. So, to date. Here we go. But yeah, now what a lot of people don't realize is whenever you go to a museum, all these dinosaur skeletons and everything, those aren't the actual real bones. Those are castings. Those are molds of the bones, because the actual bones are radioactive enough for it to be a problem, like for them to be concerned about it. So the actual bones are in a box somewhere underground, So these are just replicas and everything, which begs the question, like, was a meteor radioactive, or did it cause radioactivity? Were the dinosaurs killed by an alien? Or are dinosaurs even real? Because the whole dinosaur thing, here we go, another rabbit hole, to possibly go down. Like, the bones are actually those of dragons, and they're putting them together in these shapes to try to erase the existence of dragons for whatever reason, to push dinosaurs, to say that the world's been around for 65 million years, not 2,000. I'm not trying to push one way or the other. I'm just saying what the conspiracy is saying. It's an anti-Christian, trying to bury Christianity type of thing, and all that stuff. And, I don't know what to think about it. Like, I'm on the fence. Like, it makes sense in some ways, but it's with everything else, I don't fully subscribe or believe anything, because you don't know. Yeah. Until you experience something personally, all you know is hearsay, and that's all conjecture. And to base your life on conjecture is truly idiotic. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on up to 1991, creditors voted to support Greyhound bus reorganization plan. Heavy metal band Metallica released its 5th album, Metallica, I know, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. 92, Canada, Mexico, and the United States announced completion of negotiations for the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA.
It's kind of in a shambles right now.
I thought it's gone. Like,
I don't think they haven't renewed it, because we're really fighting with Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I think we may have made some kind of deal with Mexico. But Canada is just...
Well, Canada has turned into full-on socialists.
Well, Well, they've got that
Fascism.
crazy ass. What's his name up there?
Yeah. Well.
Carney.
Yeah. Oh, Carney?
Yeah.
His name is Carney.
Yeah.
Like a carnival employee.
Well, I
How
guess you could
fitting.
say that.
He's a freaking Carney. Wow. Well, they gotta give him the good old, mallet sayonara. Launch him into the stratosphere. Bye. 1994, first NFL game on Fox Network, exhibition game, San Francisco versus Denver. Panic in the church of Brazzaville, Congo, due to a sudden storm. 142 people were killed. Yikes.
Ooh.
94, Major League Baseball players went on strike, eventually forcing the cancellation of the 1994 World Series. That's a shame. 96, Breakfast on Fox premiered. What is that?
Sounds like a news,
Yeah.
morning news thing, or it could be. It doesn't say Fox. It doesn't say Fox News.
Yeah.
So it could be just like a morning show.
Yeah.
Have guests on and talk to them and stuff like that. I don't know if it's news or not.
I remember seeing something like that, like in the early 2000s. Like, I'm not sure if I was in high school or in college, but or especially later on, like when I took classes. Because I must have been in college. I took classes later in the day, like at 10 or 11 instead of at 7 or 9. So I watched some Fox News at the time. And I remember watching like a breakfast or like a morning thing with Fox, or whatever, and they were in this studio, and they had windows that like saw out to the street, and you could see all the people with their stupid little signs, So, 1999, Shakira recorded her first live album in New York City, titled MTV Unplugged. All right. The year 2000, the Oscar-class submarine K-141 Kursk of the Russian Navy exploded and sank in the Barents Sea during a military exercise, killing her entire 118-118-man crew. Now, I want to show there's NAFTA. This is what the submarine looked like afterward.
They pulled it up.
Yeah. Like, that's terrifying. And like, these are the missile pods.
Yeah.
So, but that's just gutted. Like... And see, this is what people don't realize. You see these submarines, and they look so massive.
Yeah.
But then you look in here, and this is all the actual room that the crew has to work with.
You better not be claustrophobic on a submarine.
Oh yeah, no, like
you're in the wrong job.
Yeah, like I've seen videos of like.
That's why I always admire our neighbor.
Yeah.
Who's a submarine guy.
Yeah. The guy down the street. But no, like I've seen videos where, like, when they go and they stock up, they literally fill every conceivable space they can, under people's bunks, just like in the halls. They actually pile, and how the corridors of ships are let's say they're like yay high, they pile them up so that way you only have this much of room. So you're actually walking on your food. In the boxes and everything, and they go through it, and they slowly open it. So they really pack a lot in there. It's impressive. Yeah. 2005, an F1 tornado struck Glen Cove, New York, at a rare event on Long Island. Absolutely rare. We also have an F2 tornado struck the coal mining town of Wright in Wyoming, destroying nearly 100 homes and killing 2 people on the same day, 2005.
Jeez.
Same year, yeah. We also have Sri Lanka's foreign minister, Lakshman Kadrimanar, was fatally shot by a Liberian Tigers of Tamil Alam sniper at his home. 2007, boat carrier MV New Flame collided with oil tanker Torm Gertrude at the southernmost tip of Gibraltar and ended up partially submerged. Yikes. 2008, Canadian super swimmer Michael Phelps won his third of 8 gold medals at the Beijing Olympics when he won the 200-meter freestyle in a world record time of 1 minute 42.96 seconds. Canadian swimmer Natalie Colvin was the first to successfully defend the gold medal in the women's 100-meter backstroke when she won the event at the Beijing Olympics. Russo-Georgian War, French President Nicolas Sarkozy negotiated a ceasefire agreement between Russia and Georgia, ending the 5-day war. 2012, the 30th Summer Olympic Games closed at Olympic Stadium at Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, London, England. 2013 as well, Whitey Bulgler, a stadium organized crime boss, was found guilty of 31 of 32 racketeering and firearm counts and was found to have been involved in 11 murders. Yeah,
but
hang this guy.
They didn't charge him for murder.
found to be involved in 11
Yeah.
murders.
But
So-
they didn't charge him for that.
Well, they could have just the primary source. Would,
31. I wonder what he got away with. 31 of 32.
yeah, yeah. 2014 Ebola outbreak death toll exceeded 1,000. World Health Organization, the WHO, not to be confused with the band, gave its cautious blessing to the use of experimental drugs to treat the Ebola virus. Yeah, of course they did. Scumbags. 2014, China cut its currency, the yuan, for the second day in a row to boost exports. In London, archaeologists discover a mass grave of 30 bodies from the 1665 plague. I'm not going to image search that because that sounds like a horrible thing to see. A large series of explosions in Tianjin, China, left at least 50 dead and 700 injured in an industrial accident. Discrepancy. We have 173 people dead and 800 injured, and at least 2 massive explosions. So we have a discrepancy with the dead and wounded
Well,
here.
they say at least 50, so there was more than 50.
Yeah.
173. That's not quite the same, but it's way off.
I mean, you're technically correct, which is the best kind of correct,
Yeah.
at least with the deaths. The injuries, though, it doesn't say. It just says 700 injured.
Yeah.
It doesn't say at least. So
Nearly 800 more.
yeah, nearly 800 more.
So
Which
700's
means,
nearly.
well, 2015, U.S. Postal Service issued a second postage stamp featuring rock singer Elvis Presley as part of its Music Icon series. The design is black and white photograph taken by William Spear in 1955. All right, let's do a quick little image search of this. See what this looks like here. Oh, that's not black and white.
No, it's not.
That's every color. So, 2016 as well. Just gonna make sure that the music's still going. Stadium swimmer Katie Ledecky set a world record of 8 minutes 4.79 seconds to dominate the women's 800-meter field at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. A medal tally of 4 golds and 1 silver made her the most decorated U.S. female athlete at one Olympics.
Ah, okay.
I wonder if that record still stands. We also have Cannes became the first French resort to ban the burkini. Nice. Good. Good. Excellent. Like these people, they come into our culture and they start expecting us to abide by theirs. They can go kick rocks.
Yeah.
Seriously. You want to call me hateful? Put the shoe on the other foot. If I go to an Islamic nation and I start acting the way I do over here, they'll fucking behead me.
Yeah, no.
So, but they come over here and they start, saying that we need to come to no, fuck off with that. Go back, there's a reason why your country's a shithole, because you don't treat people well. Okay? You want to bring that over here and turn us into a shithole? No, fuck off. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just telling the truth. You want to get mad at me for saying what I'm saying? Then work with me on making the world better so I don't have to say this. I'm not hateful. I'm just tired of the bullshit. I don't want them to live like that either. 2016, Italian jockey Frankie Dettori aboard Praedictorian rode his 3,000th British winner at Newmarket. So horse racing there.
Yeah.
2016, Joseph Schooling of Singapore set an Olympic record of 50.39 to win the men's 100-meter butterfly gold at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. A rare three-way tie for silver at 51.14 involved Michael Phelps of U.S., Shadley Close of South Africa, and Laszlo Sheks of Hungary. So, couldn't be first. He's not. He's going to share second. He's not going to be the only one to be number 2. 2016, Syrian civil war. The Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) captured the city of Manbij from the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. ISIL. Why does nobody talk about ISIS? It used to be ISIL, ISIS. Now they only say ISIL anymore these days. I wonder whatever happened to the ISIS part. Are they trying to sweep that under the rug, or was it a misinterpretation, or are they trying to do something? I don't know.
Or is it a different thing entirely?
Yeah. 2017, Unite the Right march on Charlottesville, Virginia turned violent when a car rammed protesters, killing 1 and injuring 19. So other source says Unite the Right, the Unite the Right rally occurred in Charlottesville, Virginia, leading to 3 deaths and injuring nearly 50 more. I wonder who threw the first punch. Probably sounds like a leftist went there and started causing problems. And then
they ran a car through it, is what they did.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by causing problems. So, 2017 as well, U.S. President Donald Trump at a press conference at Trump Tower said, "There is blame on both sides. in reference to violence in Charlottesville, provoking widespread condemnation because he's holding blacks accountable to their actions, so they condemn him. Ooh, evil Orange Man. Orange Man bad because he views blacks as equal enough to hold them accountable for their actions. How evil. Ooh. How stupid to have that kind of mentality. You know, to hold people accountable is to respect them as equals. But white people are bad for holding blacks accountable for their actions? How does that make sense? It doesn't. 2017, Usain Bolt injured himself in his final race amidst 4x100 meter relay. Jamaica missed gold at the World Championships. All right. We also have 2018, Mali's presidential runoff election was held. The current president, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, eventually won, with the opposition disputing the outcome. More than 200 Afghan soldiers were reported killed after 3 days of attacks by Taliban insurgents after multiple fronts, including Ghazni City. A quick scan for comments to see if there's any comments. Nothing on Rumble, nothing on YouTube. Moving on up to 2018 as well, NASA launched the Parker Solar Probe, its first mission to the sun and its outermost atmosphere, the corona. Wow. Would you mind reopening that window, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. 2019, Baltimore Orioles conceded a 7-home run in a doubleheader, defeating against the New York Yankees to break the American League single-season home runs allowed record with 248 and counting. Dang, it's impressive. Beginning of the glitter revolution in Mexico City, when the security chief was showered with pink glitter in protest of violence against women after a teenager was struggle-snuggled by police. I mean, I kind of feel like that's taking the piss, like Herman Supreme Glitter. You know, it reminds me of this when you sprinkle glitter on Randall Terry to make him into a homosexual. They're my, good old boothead guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's sprinkling glitter on this guy. Like, this guy is the best representation of our government. Honestly. He really honestly is. I mean, anybody who takes the bullshit coming out of our government seriously, like, they're clowning on you. You know, they're dunking on you and they're getting what they want and they're taking your rights away. You know, like, treat it as a joke. Give them no power and then we don't have to put up with their horseshit anymore. We can go back to being a normal society once again. You know, we just gotta not listen to them. They have no authority. We, the people, are the authority. 2019, Hong Kong International Airport canceled all departures as thousands of anti-government protesters occupied the terminals. Scientists say they are closer to an effective treatment for Ebola after a new drug trial has a 90% success rate in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I don't trust that at all. 2020, Europe fought a new Kung flu surge with Germany, France, and Spain posting their largest daily infection totals for 3 months. You got to science. I plead the fifth. 2020, UK posts its worst quarterly economic slump on record, negative 20.4% between April and June, pushing it into the largest recession globally. So, destroying Western culture. In 2020 as well, Yemeni authorities say at least 172 people died in floods caused by torrential rains, which also destroyed historic buildings in Sana'a, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 2021, 195 million United States citizens across 34 states are under heat advisory warnings from the Pacific Northwest to the Northeast as the summer of intense heat continues in the Northern Hemisphere. 2021, the new asteroid the size of the Empire State Building now has a 1 in 1,750 chance of hitting the Earth in 2182, according to data from NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. So I don't think we need to really worry about that. But some people will eventually, if humanity survives until then. Britney Spears' father said he will step down as her conservator after the single called his conservatorship abusive amid a # Free Britney campaign. And seeing what she became, I think that he had every right to be her conservator because she's a loony. So, in a bad way, you're the loon, but you're a good loon.
Yeah, but he had every legal right, and he did manage it. Did he abuse it? Is the question.
No, he did not.
How do you know?
because afterward, when she got like her own self-determination, like when he was no longer the conservatorship, she was recording herself on TikTok dancing with knives, like doing a whole thing and everything. She's a wackadoo in the head. She's nuts, legitimately nuts. And so he was her conservator because she's legitimately crazy
at one time, and she did get him back eventually. She got her own right to her own life back.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know anything beyond that.
No. What I'm saying is when she got her own life back, that's when she started posting those TikToks. She was showing that left to her own devices, she's a danger to herself and society. She needs, to have like a babysitter. 2021, Kawhi Leonard re-signed with the Los Angeles Clippers to a max 4-year, $176.3 million contract. Phoenix is the largest U.S.'s, or the fastest growing city in the U.S., 11.2%, overtaking Philadelphia to be the nation's 5th largest at 1.6 million, according to the U.S. Census. Why are people moving there, of all places?
That is hot, then. I can tell you firsthand, that is hot.
Yeah. Especially with all the data centers coming and everything, you're going to have no water, no power, no AC, no hydration. You're going to die. Don't move to Phoenix. Get out of there. 2021 as well, U.S. Census revealed country grows more diverse. Diverse meaning anti-white, with growth in Hispanic plus 23% and Asian plus 36% populations, and the first ever decline in white population, negative 2.6%. This is a white genocide. Diversity means kill the whitey. That's what it means. And right here, we have it on black and white. First ever decline in white population. This is what diversity means.
It has nothing to do with diversity.
Yes, it does. It means they're prioritizing non-whites over whites and trying to reduce us because white man bad, white man slaver.
All that means is the white population isn't producing new offspring.
Negative 2.6%.
Yeah.
That's
because nobody wants to have kids. I know a lot, not a lot. I know a couple.
Only white people
that have no intention. Well, I don't know what anybody else.
I literally read plus 23% for Hispanic, plus 36% for Asian, negative 2.6% for whites.
Yeah.
That's a huge disparity.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with white. It's what people are deciding to do. They don't want to have kids.
Yeah, and look around at all the woke ideology. I can't get a job because I'm white, because I support this, that, and the other. Like, there's so much hate and bigotry going towards, like conservatives, Christians, people against the status quo. It's maddening. Like, no, diversity means white genocide. That's what it means. Truly. 2021, U.S. FDA authorized a third Kung Flu vaccine booster shot for people with weakened immune systems to ensure that they die. I trust the science. I plead the fifth. Why did he plead the fifth 111 times if what I'm saying isn't true? 2021, 6 people, 5 victims, and the perpetrator were killed in Keyham, Plymouth, in the worst mass shooting in the UK since 2010. 2022, British author Salman Rushdie was attacked and repeatedly stabbed on stage before giving a lecture at Chattacorada Institution in Chattacorada, New York. We also have a drought officially declared in 8 regions of the UK amid the country's driest period since 1976. 2023, IOYO won a gold medal in lead climbing at the IFSC World Championships in Bern, Switzerland. 2 articles left. Just this time last year, 2025, the bones of a British polar researcher who died in Antarctica in 1959 were rediscovered in a melting glacier. He is formally recognized as Dennis Bell. So, welcome back. And last but not least, U.S. President Donald Trump deployed at least 800 National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. and declared federal control of the D.C. police force. And he cleaned up,
Yeah, they cleaned up.
I do not support Donald Trump, but he did a good job. You got to give credit where credit is due. You don't like somebody, that's great. You got to respect them. Because if you don't respect people when they earn it, then you're a piece of shit. Plain and simple. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say the local police weren't doing the job, obviously.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Anyway, that'll conclude the show. What's the code word that they should let us know in the comments section?
I think we ought to put diversity.
Okay.
No, you don't want that?
Well, I don't like it, but
No.
I mean, I don't
Change
want to
it.
veto. No, I don't want to be that guy. So, put diversity in the comments section. Let us know that you're still watching everything. It might also be a trigger thing for woke.
Okay,
everything.
don't use it.
It's too late. Just I got to educate you more about how the internet is and everything. So, anyway, let us know that you're still watching up until this point. Put that word down in there. Anyway, we have gone through all 39 pages of this document in this hour and 25 minutes. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between two sources of what happened. All of this whole show happened on this calendar date throughout all of these years, believe it or not. Anyway, let's see here. Where'd my script go? For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander,
Golden Moon.
and UVRU, and until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever it is, we have a new show every Saturday at 3
Yep.
p.m. We have IOYO. I'm
First
okay, you're
Sunday.
okay. At what time?
3 p.m.
Yep, first Sunday at 3 p.m. So don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!